got my honey, I've got my matcha. It's green. So cute. I've got my journal. I'm gonna redo this intro. Okay. All right, guys, it's gonna get real. It's gonna get emotional, and we're gonna talk about the tea. Okay, so let's get started. And because we're gonna talk about the tea, of course, I brought my matcha along for the ride. It's gonna be so great. It's still too hot. Can I help you? There's a dog outside. So, I brought this book, and I'm not going to show you the embarrassing things in it because that is confidential for me. I don't want people knowing every single thing about my life, and also my development as a therapist. Those are very personal things. However, I did really want to talk about something that I was writing down. Ooh. I don't know what that was, but hopefully it's not broken. My top priority has been my internship for the past 6 months because I needed my internship to graduate. Is basically that's my priority. Also, if there's some interjections from my dog and my lovely cat, which by the way, I'm so angry with my cat right now. I found out something today that he did, and I'm not ready to forgive him. Ooh, good matcha. Matcha? Matcha. Matcha. Anyway, confession number 1. I miss my family so much that sometimes I cry myself to sleep at night. It's not immature. It's real feelings and real emotions. So that's my first confession. I was not prepared for how lonely I would be when I moved to a completely new place for internship. And I think that that has been compounded by the fact that COVID-19 throughout my internship has made it very hard to justify being social with people. I get to my internship by 7:30. And I stay there until 4 o'clock, and then I go home, and then I eat dinner, and then I go to sleep, and then I wake up at 5 a.m., 5:30, 6, who knows. I like to keep it interesting. And I'm back at my internship at 7:30, there till 4, home, eat, sleep, wake up, work, home, eat, sleep, wake up, go to work. And it's been very hard to make an effort to socialize. I've gotten very much in my head, which is part of the reason I started doing these videos and showing the world how absolutely awkward I can be on camera, because I figured, why not? That sounds like a good idea. So here I am, 6 months later. I miss my family very much. I haven't seen any of them in 6 months. So I guess just the point I wanted to make with this first confession is that if you go away for internship, be prepared to be with yourself a lot, and be prepared to get to know yourself, because there's no one else to get to know right now. I think that there's been a lot of opportunity for people to get to know themselves this last year, especially during like 2020, but this year too, because just because the year changed over doesn't mean that this is over. Nala, no. Nala. Nala, come here. Oh, good girl. Hello, say hello. Say hello. Say hello. How are you? Are you good? Don't lick my face. I don't like that. Can you go lay down again? Go lay down again. Go lay... No. Ouch. Ugh. All right, so 2 months have passed. Let's talk about that. I videoed this whole thing 2 months ago about my confessions as a 20-something intern, and then I didn't have a schedule for 2 months, and then I visited family, and then I got a job, and now I'm in this like weird in-between stage where I'm moving very far away again, and I haven't started my job yet, and I have a examination next week, and it's a lunar eclipse or something, and I'm visiting Minnesota the week after next. So it's been a little bit crazy, and I don't do well without schedules. So I put editing this video off for a very long time, and that was a mistake. I think we were on confession number 2 though, so let's get this whole thingamabob videoed again so that it's a little bit more relevant. Confession 2. I'm not sure if I remember how to be social. I still don't know if I remember how to be social. But this confession was basically just to say that after an internship during COVID, after like everything that I was doing was internship related, besides my self-care at home, I did not go out and meet people. I did not go out and socialize. I did not go have friends like a normal person, partially because COVID was still a thing. It's still a thing now as I'm filming this over again, because I think it's like May 20th or something. What is today's date? I'm going insane a little bit. It is May 20th. I was right. Okay. Yeah. So it's still a thing, right? And I still haven't made friends here, mostly because now it doesn't really make sense to, because I'm going to be moving in June. So, still relevant. Confession number 3. When I got home after hard sessions, the only thing I had energy to do was to lay down and stare at the ceiling. This is true. And I think that my advice to interns who move away for their internship and have kind of a high stress environment for their internship is to sit with yourself and say, you know what? I'm home and today was a rough day. It is okay to shut down and find inner peace. That's my advice. It's okay not to be productive in the evening after you get home, is what I'm trying to say, all right? Because productivity is something that should happen when you're feeling 100%. And sometimes, after some rough sessions, you don't feel 100%. Confession number 4. This is 8. But I'm doing like a wiggly finger thing, so it's actually 4. This one has to do with friends. I was not a very social person in college. I'm still not. Not from lack of trying. Exactly. But I didn't make very many friends in college in the first place. And in the second place, I'm very bad at like staying in touch with people long distance. I'm getting better at it. But confession number 4 is about how like a lot of times, since I'm so far away from home and where I made friends in college, I feel a little bit isolated. And I think that if you're going to consider moving away for internship, definitely think about that and take that into account. Are you someone who's going to thrive on your own in a completely new place? Or is it going to be hard for you? And if it is hard for you, acknowledge that and know that there are support systems for you to reach out to. As someone like on the other side of it, I definitely always feel like if one of my friends... Hello? If one of my friends... Nala's having like a cameo in this video. She's like, hello, I am here. I am dog. Wow. I am dog. Yeah. So as someone on the other side of that, like friendship thing, whenever somebody texts me or responds to me or checks in with me, I always feel very like honored to have been that person. So, as someone who moves away, definitely know that like it's okay to contact people and to talk to them. And also, my other tip is to get a dog or a cat or both in my case. Hello, do you need something? Do you need something? You just gonna put your paw on my arm? Okay. Yeah. I think she wants on the balcony. Number 5. I'm just gonna say it. It sucks going 6 months without pay. There it is. A lot of our internships in the music therapy field are unpaid, and I'm not an economist. I don't know if there's a solution to this. I am not even sure of all of the politics involved. All right. But I am just going to say, as someone who has just experienced an unpaid internship, it is very hard financially to deal with. And if you are someone with financial support, then it makes it easier. But not everybody is as privileged, all right? I came from a place where I was working 3 or 4 jobs in college, and I was able to save up a lot, but I also recognized that I was in a pretty privileged place anyway, because I do have familial support. And I'm just saying that if you're going to consider moving away for internship, be ready for the financial burden to be a lot. Be ready for at least, $1,500 each month in your budget. And that's including like maybe emergency money, because emergencies happen. And I think, yeah, it's really hard. I'm not going to say it's not, but the financial burden is a lot for unpaid internships. And I think that I hope that that changes in the future, but I don't know how realistic that is. So until then, that's something that you have to think about. And that's just the reality of it. Confession number 6. The only reason I go outside sometimes, especially in the wintertime in Kansas, is because of my dog. But I just wanted to add this confession in here because it is important to go outside and get some sun, especially in a season where it's dark and cold and dry and there's not much to do indoors. So I just wanted to say that that is my confession. Sometimes the only reason I make it outside in a day is because of my dog. So here's a plant too. I love this plant. This is my favorite plant. Confession number 7. I do sometimes worry about how a month of quarantine has affected my therapeutic development. At the same time, I'm confident in my abilities. And I think that speaks to all of my previous training. But I do wonder, like, where would I be if I had that month and a half in sessions versus doing virtual telehealth stuff? So I think as therapists, we do have to question that a lot, and we have to be very cognizant of how things affect us. But at the same time, what's done is done, and I know that I'm ready to enter the profession now. And that's because of my training, all of my past training, not just an internship. Confession number 8. This one is interesting for me to read 2 months later because I do have a position lined up. But at the time I wrote this, I didn't know if I would have one. And the confession is, imposter syndrome is real and it sucks. Am I less successful if I don't find a music therapy position right off the bat? Right? So I think that's something that a lot of us music therapy students struggled with. And I think it's something that people will struggle with no matter what degree you're in or studying for, because we live in an age as college students where employment is not a guarantee. It's not impossible, but it's not a guarantee. So I just wanted to say here that if I could talk to my past self, I would say you are absolutely valid in having that concern. But in no way are you less of a person for not having a music therapy position as a job lined up before your internship ended. That doesn't mean anything about who you are as a person. That's what I would say to my past self. confession number 9. I was just gonna say here that sometimes my sessions were improvised. Oh man. There we go. Sometimes my sessions were improvised. And that's one of our competencies. I think that we forget that a lot of times. Sorry, I just wanted a candle. And I think that sometimes as music therapists, we have to have everything planned, like meticulously. But sometimes those improvised sessions are absolutely the best ones. And it's one of the most important competencies that we have, because you have to be able to react to clients. And that's honestly a really awesome part of being a music therapist. So that's my confession number 9. Confession number 10. I base my happiness off of my success in school and work. This is unhealthy, and I know that. It's right here. I wrote it. I know these things, but sometimes it's hard to see. And so this confession is really for any music therapy intern out there that feels the same way. Your success in your career and school does not define who you are as a person. And it also does not define the growth that happens for you. And I just wanted to end these confessions with that because I think it's the most important one. Everyone has a different journey. And especially as music therapists, where after our degree, we could move into any profession, not any profession, sorry, I misspoke, any population, and be expected to be competent in that. You have options, and what you do in internship may not be what you do for the rest of the time that you're a music therapist, and that's okay. So I just wanted to add that in there, and I wanted to let you know that if I could say anything to interns just starting out after like this whole COVID disaster, it would be that you're more strong than you know, and your development as a therapist is one of the most beautiful journeys that you're going to go on. So that's it. That's all I have. Not by 1 second. So if you liked that video, definitely subscribe for more. Leave a comment down below. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you didn't like it, I guess leave a thumbs down if you really want to. But that's a lot of negativity to put out into the world, so other than that, have a great evening, guys. Right now it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's almost evening time. So have a great evening. Have a great night's sleep. Take a melatonin, drink a whole glass of water, go for a walk, put some sunscreen on, take care of your skin, eat some vegetables, all that jazz.